Home. After a satisfying dinner, you and Artem begin discussing the menu for the Winter Wish Festival reunion dinner. As planned, you are spending this year's Winter Wish Festival with Artem at his parents' home, celebrating this holiday that symbolizes joyful reunions. A reunion dinner should be lavish, but since there are only four of us, maybe we shouldn't go too overboard. The remaining ones are all your favorites if we cut any more dishes out. Oh well, I can't have it any other day anyway, so missing out on it for that day alone isn't a big deal. You stretch lazily, planning to wash some fruits while taking a break from thinking. You turn on the faucet, and at the same time, Autumn's phone rings. From his relaxed tone, it doesn't sound like a work call. Okay, I got it. No need to rush. Please be careful on your way with father. Autumn hangs up and walks over to you, helping you cut up and plate the washed fruits. You carry the fruit bowl back to the living room, and he pulls you close as you sink into the soft, large sofa. That phone call. It was from my mother. She and my father ran into some issues with the case they're handling in the capital, so they had no choice but to delay their return to Stalis. Don't worry, the issue has been resolved. According to their current schedule, they will only arrive home in the afternoon of the Winter Wish Festival. There's still time. Yeah, though she sounded somewhat embarrassed about it. My father is away most of the time, and my mother recently went on a business trip to the capital as well, so the house hasn't been cleaned in a long while. The housekeeper we hired before also took time off for the holidays. She originally wanted to come back early to clean and tidy up. After all, it's rare for you to visit, so she's worried about not being a good enough host. Why would she think that? Since we need to head over early to prepare for the reunion dinner anyway, why don't we go even earlier and start with some cleaning? That way, we can have Uncle and Auntie get the house in order. Plus, doing a thorough cleaning during the Winter Wish Festival carries the meaning of sweeping away misfortune and inviting blessings. It's a win win. Autumn gives you a tender look. I'll take care of the cleaning. Mother specifically instructed not to trouble you with such tasks. Just stand by and watch. At least let me help out a little. Consider it my way of getting into the festive spirit. He knows he can't win the argument, so after a moment of thought, he pulls you in, letting you rest your head on his shoulder. You said you'd help with the cooking earlier, and now you want to do the cleaning as well. Won't that be too tiring? Getting busy is what brings out the festive atmosphere. Then let's head to the mall in the morning to pick up supplies and go straight thereafter. Okay. As you plan everything you want to do with Artem, you feel even more excited. Shopping mall. On the day of the Winter Wish Festival, the mall brims with a festive spirit. Cheerful classic songs fill your ears, and there are heartwarming sights of families shopping together everywhere you look. Seeing every store with its own holiday events and limited edition items, you suddenly don't know where to start. Is something wrong? I wonder which store I should visit first. What kind of holiday gifts would Uncle and Auntie like? It's all fine. If you want to give something to express your intentions, some practical everyday items would do. They'll like anything you pick out. Really? Of course. Then let's start with the nearest one. Understood. Hand in hand, you weave between the shelves and happen to overhear a couple chatting about their own winter wish traditions. Arthur, what are your family's traditions for the Winter Wish Festival? Besides the reunion dinner, are there any special events? My family, we don't plan anything special. As Artem says that, he stops walking, seemingly lost in memories. After I turned 4, my father went to work in the capital and he rarely came back except during major holidays. After he became Chief Justice, he would only return home during the Winter Wish Festival. So the days we spend together in Stanley's may only amount to these few short days in a year. In fact, aside from the fixed reunion dinner, there's hardly time for anything else. Just a few words came over more than 20 years of brief reunions and long separations. Before you can even process it, Artem is already gently holding your hand. It's precisely because our time together is rare that it becomes all the more precious. That's what gives this festival a deeper meaning for me. Especially now, not only do I get to reunite with my parents, but also with you. Shara, come home with me. Alright, let's go home. You tightly hold Artem's hand in return, and suddenly this Winter Wish festival feels different. In this vast world and endless winter, beyond the little heaven that belongs only to the two of you, your hearts still find a place to rest. Seeing that you are in the way of the crowd, you quickly pull Artem a few steps forward. Huh, special offer, an alpaca wool puff blanket. You run your hand over the blanket in the sample section, the soft and warm texture making you a little obsessed. It's so soft, fluffy, and feels so warm. Noticing your amusement, Artem leans in and copies your gesture to feel what the product description calls a airy puff sensation. If you like it, just get it. I think it would make a nice and practical New Year's gift for uncle and auntie. Yeah, it really does suit them. I just don't know which color would be better. Brown looks more cozy, but maybe your parents would prefer a more dignified navy blue. You hold one of each in your hand and show them to Archer, asking for his opinion. He studies them carefully and then looks at you with a smile. I think both are nice. They're just for everyday use anyway. Buy both. You'll have one as backup. As for which color to use first, you can let them decide for themselves. That makes sense. Autumn nods and pushes a shopping cart over from the side. You pick out the gift boxes in your chosen colors, place them in the cart with satisfaction, and hold the handle beside Artem. Want to push it with me? Okay. Amid the lively crowd, you and Artem push the shopping cart together, weaving through shops and shelves. Strangely enough, without needing to speak, the two of you instinctively head in the same direction. You two stop and go, picking and choosing along your way. Autumn agrees with everything you like until you're the one stopping him from buying too much in the end. This half day at the mall is full of small, seemingly ordinary moments. Yet, deep down, the meaning of coming together for the Winter Witch Festival begins to take on a genuine, comforting warmth. Neighborhood Street. Arriving at the residential complex where Autumn's parents live, you first park the car in the underground garage before gathering your things and heading inside. Looks like we ended up buying quite a lot without realizing. Shopping for the Winter Wish Festival is a tradition. Getting new things help bring out the holiday spirit. Besides, my parents are busy with work and rarely go to the mall, so this also saves them time on shopping. Just as you're about to go help Artem carry more, an elderly gentleman with a walking cane approaches from ahead. When the elderly gentleman sees the two of you, he pauses for a moment, seemingly lost in thought before finally waving you over. Artie? Is that you, Artie? Upon hearing this form of address, Artem looks momentarily surprised, but soon breaks into a delighted smile. Mr. Schuller, it's been a while. Let me take a good look. Oh my, you've really changed. You did go abroad when I was in high school, but it's good to see that you're still as robust as ever, even after all these years. Oh no, not at all. I'm just an old bag of bones now. Alright, Mr. Schuller, let me introduce you to my fiancée, Sharara. You thought that Artem would want to exchange a few more pleasantries with the elderly gentleman, but unexpectedly the conversation turns to you. This is Mr. Schuller, who lives next door to us. He's a master calligrapher, and I had the honor of studying calligraphy under his guidance for 2 years. Nice to meet you, Mr. Schuller. Hello there, young lady. Seeing you youngsters doing better and better makes me feel content. It's been a while since you've been back to the country. Did you return specifically for the Winter Witch Festival this year? Yeah, I've been abroad for years, but I miss the festive atmosphere here at the most. It was about time I came back for a visit. When you went abroad back then, I was representing the school at a competition in a neighboring city, so I couldn't properly say goodbye to you. It's my fault for leaving in such a hurry. I remember you still came to my place for lessons just days before I went abroad. If I recall correctly, we were studying. It was also on the eve of the Winter Witch Festival when I was learning to write couplets from you. Yes, yes, you also said you'd paint me your best work and give it to me. I've been looking forward to what kind of surprise you would give me. Yes, I know you're very knowledgeable and experienced. At that time, I racked my brain for a long while trying to figure out how to make it stand out. It all planned out, and I was going to show it to you after the competition, but unfortunately, I ended up missing the chance. Autumn speaks in a light tone full of youthful liveliness and pride, though it ends with a slight hint of disappointment. Since Mr. Schiller happens to be back this year, and it's the Winter Wish Festival too, why don't you write another couplet? Their eyes light up at you at your suggestion. At long last, this promise that transcends time is finally given the chance to be fulfilled. Of course, I'd be happy to. Having another chance to write a couplet for Mr. Schiller helps make up for my past regrets. However, we were planning to do some cleaning at home today. I'll definitely visit you another day when it's convenient for you. Sure, then I'll be waiting at home. Make sure you really come, alright? After exchanging his latest contact information with Mr. Schuller, you and Artem say goodbye and continue walking forward. Seeing the smile still lingering on Artem's face, you deliberately snuggle closer to him. You seem to be in a good mood. Yes, I lost contact with Mr. Schuller after he went abroad. I was worried I'd never have the chance to meet him again. The Winter Witch Festival truly lives up to its meaning of joyful gatherings. Otto smiles in response and squeezes your hand a little tighter. You pass by the fountain in the neighborhood, walk along the stone path across the lawn, and finally stops in front of an ordinary door. The fingerprint scanner unlocks the door, and the quiet house welcomes its first visitors of the holiday. Artem's parents' home. At noon, the warmest time of day, a gentle scent of sunlight fills the room. First, you put the ingredients that need refrigeration into the fridge. Then you begin to examine the cleanliness of the room. Is this what Auntie meant by no one has cleaned here in a long time? There is indeed some dust on the windowsill, indicating it has been vacant for a while. But everything is neatly arranged, with even small items sorted into different storage boxes, all in perfect order. Professor Garner lives up to her reputation. She is really strict, even with maintaining her house. I believe it's because they value you greatly and care about today's reunion dinner, which is why they're worried about not doing enough. Looking at it now, our work has become much simpler. We just have to wipe off the dust on the surface and clean up those hard to reach spots that don't get cleaned often. Right, let's get started right away. Uncle and Auntie will be here soon. You look around wondering where to start cleaning. Apart from the windowsill, only the top of the bookshelf seems to have visible dust. However, at that height, you probably need a ladder to reach it. Just as you are wondering where to find one, you turn around to see Artem already carrying a ladder from the storage room. Allow me. The dust on top of the bookshelf is hard for the cleaning lady to reach, so I used to take care of it before. I specifically chose this ladder. The height is just right. Be careful. Don't worry. Autumn places the ladder in front of the bookshelf and then skillfully puts on his gloves and apron. I should have put on the apron first. With these rubber gloves on, tying the string isn't very convenient. That's what you have me for. Artem nods and turns his back to you, occasionally glancing over his shoulder to try and see what you're doing. You wrap your arms around his waist to tie the apron strings, carefully making an adorable little bow. As Autumn climbs up the ladder, the bow sways back and forth like a bunny's ears. With Autumn in a cleaning outfit with a little lion print, there's this inexplicable cuteness to him. Autumn stands at a height and picks up first, seemingly checking the amount of dust on the top shelf. To keep the dust from spreading, he first gives it a few spritzes of the spray bottle and then carefully wipes it down with a damp cloth. You know you should be cleaning the windowsill, but you still let yourself lean against the bookshelf. You stare at him intently.
왜 그렇게 쳐다보는 거예요? 내 모습이 어디 이상해요?
No, I just think it really suits you. You answer quickly and secretly trying to find an angle so you can take a photo of him. But he seems to pick up on your thoughts right away. Now he's the one staring intently at you. What's wrong?
아니, 잘 생각해 보니까 집에 와서 청소한 지도 꽤 오래된 것 같아서요. 순서랑 방법이 익숙해서 과거로 돌아간 느낌이라 왠지 그리워지네요.
As Autumn revisits his childhood memories, his hands keep moving, but his gaze seems to traverse time and look into the distance. Did something fun come to mind? Tell me about it.
어느 주말이었어요. 부모님은 일 때문에 집에 안 계셨고 전 숙제를 끝내고 가장 효율적인 청소 방법이 뭔지 이것저것 연구를 했었죠.
Oh, well, other kids are probably thinking about where to go to have fun on their day off.
매번 청소하는 순서도 달랐고 시간도 제각각이었으니까요. 도대체 어느 단계에서 효율이 떨어진 건지 계속 신경 쓰이더라고요.
So the final conclusion was?
너무 오래전이라 솔직히 잘 기억은 안 나요. 대신 한 가지 일에 집중하면서 결국 답을 얻어내는 과정이 재밌었던 걸로 기억해요. 탐구하는 과정의 즐거움과 비교하면 결과는 그렇게 중요하지 않더라고요.
You sigh inwardly. It's just like him to do so.
너무 고집 있어 보인 건 아니죠?
Artem seems a bit shy, and his hands suddenly move faster as the freshly cleaned bookshelf shoulders the burden of diverting his attention once more. You pause for a moment, then decide to share the words that you've been holding back since earlier. Not at all. You're being very earnest and adorable.
아,
Seeing that Artem is almost done cleaning, you are about to take the spray bottle he no longer needs and start your share of the cleaning work. A son, a, a beep sounds as the door unlocks with a click. You quickly turn around and see two travel-worn figures before you. Oh, Uncle and Auntie, you must be tired from your journey. Thank you for your hard work. We initially planned everything out, but still ran into some unexpected issues in the end. You should both go get some rest. We'll clean up here. It's alright, we were just getting started. After a short exchange with her, you and Artem finally decide to continue cleaning while they handle the decorations. Since the room isn't messy to begin with, the cleaning is done in no time. When you turn around, you see them sitting at a desk, completely absorbed in assembling the festive lanterns they brought back from the capital. The once empty room is now filled with a peaceful warmth from your gathering. Artem's parents' home. After cleaning, Auntie invites you to rest at the tea table where you sample the special snacks she and Uncle bring back from the capital. The sweet taste quickly restores your energy, and you and Artem begin preparing for the dinner, transforming into master chef and star assistant. As you skillfully prepare the side dishes, you suddenly hear Artem let out a gasp after opening the cabinet beside you. What is it? I was careless. I only bought ingredients earlier, but forgot that my parents rarely cook at home, so they don't have as complete a collection of seasonings like I do. What do you need? There's a convenience store at the entrance of the residential complex. I'll go get it. Then let's go together. You still have several dishes to prepare. Don't worry, I can definitely help with running errands. Alright, I'll make a list for you. While checking the few remaining condiments in the cabinet, Artem writes a list on a sticky note. Worry, chef, I'll make sure to complete the task. Thank you for making the trip. You put away the list and put on your coat. As you pass by the bedroom door, you see Uncle and Auntie carefully putting up the assembled lanterns. They have a slight disagreement about where to place the lanterns, but after a few words from Auntie, Uncle falls silent. You open the door, snow is already falling softly outside. You grab the umbrella by the entrance and head toward the neighborhood convenience store. Neighborhood convenience store. The store isn't too crowded, with just a few kids picking out snacks. You pull out the note from your pocket and start your search as you go down the list. Sugar, salt, and starch go smoothly, but once you reach the liquid condiments, the rows of bottles and jars start to blur together. Why are there so many types of soy sauce? The colors all look similar too. What's the difference between them anyway? You study the ingredients list carefully but still can't quite figure it out. Different ingredients and brewing methods create subtle differences in flavor, plus, every chef has their own habits. Huh? What are you doing here? Artem takes the soy sauce from your hand and sets it in the basket, a touch of helplessness flickering across his face. I thought the unopened seasoning bottles in the cupboard would still be usable, but they've already expired. Since I couldn't start working without the seasoning anyway, I decided to come find you. You came at just the right time. I was about to call for help. How are Uncle and Auntie? Is the decorating work going smoothly? Yeah, my father had some ideas, but my mother vetoed them immediately. I was just about to say, who would have thought that the Chief Justice, who's so formidable out there, would be completely powerless against your mother at home? When I was young, I always felt that my parents were very dignified and serious in their interactions with others. But when the two of them were alone together, they seemed to break free from all constraints of status and their presence became different. Autumn reaches up to take a bag of bay leaves from the shelf and turns to look at you. Later, I came to understand that being with the one you love has a unique magic to it, one that allows you to be your most genuine self, free from all worries. As for my parents, they went from being classmates and colleagues to husband and wife and have long since worked out the most compatible way of getting along with each other. Classmates, colleagues. From Autumn's gentle narration, you instinctively catch on those two keywords. Although we were in different years, we both went to Stylist University. Later, we ended up working at the same law firm and became colleagues. Come to think of it, it really does feel like a cycle of fate. Autumn's hand pauses slightly as he reaches for the item, savoring your words with a faint smile. Indeed, it does sound like a romantic coincidence. But we share a special bond that exists only between us and a love story that is uniquely our own. There is a future ahead, a life that belongs only to us. Indeed, there may be countless happy couples in this world, but your path is unlike anyone else's. The story of how you met and fell in love is one of a kind in this world. With Artem's help, the selection process moves quickly and you soon gather all the seasonings you need. As you pass by the flower stand near the checkout, Artem picks up a bouquet of light blue hydrangeas. There's a vase on the dining table. Some plants would add more life to the room. Yeah, let's put them up once we get home. After paying and stepping outside, the snow seems to be falling more heavily. Artem opens his umbrella and you hold tightly onto his arm. At this moment, lights begin to flicker on in every room, every home. Following this trail of starlight, you both walk home together. Artem's parents' home. Everything goes smoothly and proceeds as planned. As evening sets in, the living room decorations are complete and a sumptuous feast fills the dining table. As the reunion dinner begins, everyone seems to settle back into their roles within the family. Gone are Professor Kimberly Garner and Chief Justice Brian Wing. What remains are the warm, caring elders who dote on you and the reunion dinner you now share with Artem's family. He brought this specially from the capital. He rarely finds things he likes, so he wanted you to try it as well. Before the rich wine even touches your lips, its fruity fragrance already fills your nose. It's delicious. Thank you, Uncle and Auntie. I'm glad you like it. This one has a low alcohol content, helps with sleep, and isn't harmful to your health. You think of Artem's one glass limit and wonder whether his father took that into careful consideration when choosing the wine. Alright, let's eat. You're about to help serve the rice, but Auntie and Artem beat you to it. After they each serve the soup and rice, both hand theirs to you first. Thank. Don't be so formal, just eat. Okay. The TV is playing this year's Winter Wish Festival gala, providing a lively background noise. At the dinner table, you chat about work and everyday life surrounded by laughter and warmth. Overwork yourself, you are still young. When you get to my age, you'll understand that health is the most important thing. Don't worry, Auntie, we both exercise regularly every week. Remember that comparative law textbook I gave you last time? A prominent justice from abroad has written a new interpretative edition. The translated version isn't available for sale yet. I'll bring it over next time. Sure. You're having reunion dinner, yet you're still assigning homework. Try the soup Arthur made today first. Save the studying for a workday. This festival doesn't seem all that special, just a time for everyone to gather and talk about things that concern you. But somehow, this holiday feels particularly special, as if the nameless winter truly becomes different because of this moment of togetherness. Time passes before you even realize it. As festive fireworks begin to light up the sky outside, you and Atom get ready to head back to your little home. Auntie, are you sure you don't want us to stay and help clean up? Today is the Winter Wish Festival. I'm guessing you two have wishes of your own for your little family, right? You've had a busy day, so head home early and enjoy your holiday time together. After saying goodbye to uncle and auntie, you walk arm in arm with Artem along the path you came from. The snow has stopped, but a thin mist still lingers in the sky, letting only a hazy moon and stars show through. You lean against Artem, still catching the warm, fruity scent from him. Now is time that belongs to just the two of you. Home. Back in your familiar home, the TV continues broadcasting the Winter Wish Gala, keeping the festive spirit alive. This year's program turns out to be surprisingly entertaining, and to top it off, Stylist issues a special permit for fireworks. As midnight draws near, the colors outside your window grow increasingly brilliant and dazzling. You and Artem snuggle together at the head of the bed, gazing at the dazzling fireworks through the floor-to-ceiling windows, enjoying the perfect view from your high-rise apartment. It's really lively outside. Yeah, it's a shame the permit came through as suddenly as it did. We didn't get a chance to prepare. Just watching them like this is wonderful. It's a different kind of experience compared to lighting them ourselves. Autumn nods and you both continue watching the Winter Wish fireworks. After a while, he suddenly lets out a quiet laugh. What's wrong? I suddenly recall a naive question I once asked my teacher when I was young. Autumn's eyes glimmer, and this memory about Neil Hume instantly piques your curiosity. But with the passing of years, his feeling seems to have shifted. One Winter Wish festival, both my father and mother had urgent matters to attend to and couldn't come home, leaving only us in the house. I asked him then, why celebrate the Winter Wish festival? Why not a Spring Wish or Summer Wish festival? Isn't winter the coldest season of the year? Why do people choose this harsh season to entrust their hopes for the future? And what did he say? Autumn pauses for a moment, his grip tightening on your shoulder. My teacher, he knew my parents couldn't come home for the holiday, so he said some words to comfort me. But I now have my own answer regarding this matter. A firework bursts perfectly outside the window, and Autumn's eyes gleam with brilliant starlight. As winter fades into spring, life stirs anew after the frost and snow, marking another fresh beginning. Wishes made in the cool of winter begin to sprout with the warmth of spring, growing steadily toward the future and the sun. Autumn's gaze locks onto you as if the understanding behind that answer is reflected in you. When you're with someone important to you, the world is filled with infinite possibilities and hope. So, he doesn't finish the thought. That lingering mystery and vision for the future, he leaves it to the days ahead to you both. But you already understand what he means. Let's make a wish about us together this Winter Wish Festival. You hold each other's hand tightly, closing your eyes in perfect sync and silently making a wish, a vision planted in winter destined to flourish in the seasons ahead. A wish that is solely about the two of you. At that moment, the voice of the host from the Winter Witch Festival Gala rings out with passion in the background. The celebratory bells are about to ring. Start the Winter Witch Festival countdown with your beloved family. You both open your eyes at the same time, hands tightly intertwined. Perhaps it's the wish you just made. Warmth blooms layer by layer in your heart. Suddenly, all sorts of emotions flood in. Your shy confusion when you first met, the sudden rush of affection, the deep connection that promises forever. Even as time flows on, your story with him remains forever unfinished, the path of your lives intertwined and entangled, stretching into the future. As the clock strikes midnight and countless fireworks bloom in the sky, you rush toward each other, greedily savoring the soft warmth of each other's lips. Tonight, you hold his hand. For this lifetime, you promise to walk by his side. Inside the car. The next morning, you and Artem wake up especially early to be the first to offer incense at Cloud Brick Temple. Snow begins falling again in the early morning in Stalis, making the already crowded streets even more congested. The motorcade hasn't moved in ages. Adult will make it in time to offer the first incense. When making wishes at a temple, your intentions are what matter most. The first incense you light yourself can be considered the first offering of the day. Just think of this as a light break in the car. Take some time to think about your wish. Artem's voice always soothes your heart. To be honest, I feel like I already have so much, or rather, I think I might be a little too lucky. As for the rest, we just need to do our best. As long as we've given it our all, there will be no regrets. Artem doesn't seem surprised by your answer. He simply tilts his head and gazes at you with a smile. In my eyes, you've always worked hard. It's precisely because you've worked hard enough that everything is going smoothly, making you feel lucky. All this time, you've been relying on your own strength. You deserve all of this to begin with. In Artem's eyes, you are always worthy of all the beautiful things in this world. And to you, he is the most wonderful presence in your world. You once said that from now on, you wouldn't rely on temple prayers for our wishes, you said them directly to me instead. What about yourself? What do you want? Artem falls silent for a moment, seemingly deep in thought about your question. Cloudberg Temple is special to me not so much as a temple for making wishes, but rather as a beacon that guides us. It has witnessed the transformation of our relationship, and all the wishes I've met there have been about you. Whether it was divine blessing that granted me the courage and luck to bring us together or not, I am grateful for where we are now. Even without a clear wish in mind, I wanted to revisit this place to come back here with you. If I could make one more wish, I would hope to have the ability to fulfill all of your wishes. Even now, his wish still revolves around you. Looking into Artem's eyes where his passion never fades, you know your heart will always flutter for him. Then my wish right now is for no traffic. Please help make it come true. Just as you finish speaking, the restricted access point ahead opens again, and the line of vehicles begins its second entry into the park. Before you can even marvel at the coincidence, Adam steps on the gas and follows the car ahead at a safe distance. Finally, you manage to secure the last available spot for this limited entry admission to the park. This is such incredible luck! Indeed, since the sincere dedication can overcome any obstacle. In the blink of an eye, that ancient temple dyed in muted crimson against the snowy white backdrop returns to your sight once again. Cloudbreak Temple. After entering the temple, you and Artem follow the usual steps. After purifying yourself with spring water and offering incense, you prepare to draw a fortune slip. Which fortune stand do you want to try this time? Studies Cariel Law. What you see isn't just a label, but memories of stories you've lived through. But now you've already gotten what matters most. Why don't we pray for peace? As long as we and those around us are healthy and happy, that's more than enough. If life can be described as peaceful, then I suppose it's smooth sailing and there's nothing more to ask for. Artem nods and holds your hand as you line up. You chat while waiting, and before long, it's your turn. The young master who greets you with a bow looks warm and kind. Who would like to go first? Artem hands you the bamboo cylinder, but he doesn't let go. Instead, he supports the other side. Let's do this together. Your lives are already intertwined. Whatever the future brings, good or bad, sunshine or rain, you will face it together. So it only makes sense to draw your fortune as one. Of course, let's do it together. You both hold the cylinder and gently shake it. After a few moments, a wooden stick clatters softly onto the table. Lucky. Although it's not super lucky, I'm quite content with it. We prayed for peace. A calm, balanced result like this is already the best we could ask for. Just like our wish, peace and tranquility are all we seek. Autumn's words bring you to a steady, satisfying peace. As you put the fortune slip away, you see the master watching you with approval. Though young, you both show clear understanding and open hearts. You share a gentle karmic bond. You're too kind, master. Today, the temple is holding a merit making event where you can help clean the incense burners. In return, you can receive prayer beads made from incense ash for blessings and well being. Incense beads are not easy to make, and such occasional exchange events are quite rare. You can check out the backyard if you're interested. Understood. Thank you, Master. You leave the fortune stand and quickly tug Artem toward the backyard. We're so lucky today to have come across something this wonderful. If possible, let's get one for Uncle and Auntie too, to pray for their health and safety. Good, I'm sure they'll like it, though we don't know exactly what needs to be done yet. Let's go take a look first. Cloudberg Temple Backyard. You and Artem arrive at the back courtyard of Cloudberg Temple, where several incense burners are placed. Volunteers are standing nearby offering guidance. Cleaning the incense burner isn't difficult. You just pick out debris like paper scraps and copper wires and then sift through to get relatively clean incense ash. After receiving your tools, you and Artem choose an incense burner in the corner and begin working, figuring things out as you go. It's actually quite interesting, though it does require some patience. It's truly a beneficial event that not only helps the temple clean their incense burners but also teaches people to maintain a calm and peaceful mind. I did some cleaning at home yesterday, and I'm doing some cleaning at the temple today. I'm sure this will sweep away any future bad lucks. Yes, I'm certain of that. Before long, an elderly couple arrives and sits down nearby. The two of them are quite advanced in age, both squinting behind their reading glasses as they carefully sort through the ash at the incense burner. You notice that your incense ash box with Artem is nearly full, while the elderly couple's box is still less than half filled. Hello, do you need our help? Thank you, young lady, but don't worry, we can manage this small task just fine. I was just going to get one string for my daughter, but he insisted we should have some too. He said we'll have to fill up this whole box then. Since we're already here, a few more minutes won't hurt. At your age, what's the point of wearing something like that? It's not just jewelry, you know. It's for warding off evil and bringing good fortune, so we can stay healthy and keep sticking together, get it? The old woman shakes her head with a helpless smile, but her face lights up with warmth. After confirming they don't need help, you and Artem pick up your tools and walk toward the work booth to exchange incense ash bits. Wow, I hope that when we reach that age, we can still come to Cloudbreak Temple together every year to pray for blessings. Then let's set a small goal. Let's come back here again at the same time next year. Alright? At the workstation, volunteers help you sort and weigh the ash, calculating how many incense ash bits you can exchange. Among all the worshippers, your incense ash is the purest. Based on the weight exchange, you can select 4 incense pearls. You look at the strands of incense ash beads hanging on the display, each one tied with red string. The beads vary slightly in color. Each incense burner burns a different type of incense, resulting in beads with unique colors and patterns. In other words, each bead is one of a kind. This is quite a pleasant surprise. You carefully pick out 2 pairs of similar colors, one pair for Uncle and Auntie, and one pair for you and Artem. Just as you're contentedly placing the prayer bead into the cloth bag, another couple who is helping with the cleaning brings over their box of incense ash. But unlike yours, their box contains pure black powder that looks like charcoal. These are charcoal ashes from the temple's charcoal stove. This kind of ash carries a special woody fragrance. Some visitors like to take it home to enrich their flower soil or mix it into ink for copying sutras and writing. Mix it into ink. Suddenly, something clicks. You turn to Artem and he already knows what you are thinking. Yes, I promised Mr. Schiller I'd help him write a couplet. Since it's a promise, I must keep my word. It would carry a more heartfelt meaning if I could write it using ink mixed with temple charcoal ash. Hmm. Since we need to head home to give the bracelets to my parents first, we can write the couplets in my study before delivering them to Mr. Schuller. With your plans for the rest of the day set, you and Autumn sit another box of charcoal ash before saying goodbye to Cloudbreak Temple. Of course, it's just a temporary farewell. Every year from now on, you'll return here hand in hand, like reuniting with an old friend, visiting a place that holds special meaning for you both. Autumn's parents' home. After calling ahead, you and Autumn drive over to Uncle and Auntie's home. On the way, you pass by the stationery shop Autumn used to visit often as a student and stop by to pick up everything you need for writing the couplets. Once again, you arrive at the familiar door. Before you can open it, someone gently pulls it open from the inside. It's cool outside, isn't it? Come on in. As you step into the living room, it feels like winter is left behind at the doorstep, leaving only warmth in the wall. Let me wash some fruits for you. What would you like for lunch? No need to trouble yourself, Auntie. We already ate on our way here. Artem sets his back down on the sofa while you take out the wooden box holding the incense ash base and hand it to Dr. Garner. We went to Cloudbreak Temple today to draw fortune slips and pray for blessings. Coincidentally, there was a mirror making event where we could help clean the incense burner. The ash bits on these bracelets are made from the ashes of temple incense burners, and they are said to bring peace and good fortune. It's a good omen after all, so we got a pair of both of you too. I hope you like them. Of course we do. She takes the wooden box from your hands, opens it with a smile, and passes it to Uncle beside her. I've only seen others wearing them before, but I've never had a chance to participate in such an event myself. This time I got lucky thanks to you all. As she speaks, Auntie slips the incense ash bits into Uncle's wrist and then gestures for him to put the other one on her. Uncle seems a little hesitant. He glances at you briefly but can't resist Auntie's gaze in the end. We're just about to go out for a walk. It will be nice for taking photos too. Are you planning to go on a trip? You've wanted to ask this since you arrived. Light spring and summer clothes hang on the balcony, and two brightly colored suitcases sit in the living room. Yeah, it was a last minute decision. The winters in Salis and the capital are too cold, so we wanted to go somewhere warmer. Brian and I are both busy with work all the time, and it's not easy for us to be together, so we truly cherish moments like this. Seeing you two getting along so well puts our minds at ease. It's time for us to enjoy our own little world together. To others, there were a justice and a professor, and even at home, there were parents with responsibilities to bear. Perhaps only when they are alone together can they truly be themselves. I'd be happy if you could come visit when you have time. Let's have a meal together when we get the chance. Okay. Just then, Brian, who has been quiet for a while, suddenly speaks. Take good care of yourself, both at work and in life. You can always talk to us. Don't push yourself too hard. If you're tired, take a break and rest up before getting back to business. I understand, Father. After the brief exchange, Auntie and Uncle change into their outdoor clothes and head out to the mall for trip supplies. In the quiet afternoon, you and Artem lean against the desk, searching for inspiration for the couplets. Did Mrs. Schuler mention any specific requirements or themes? I called earlier. He said there aren't any, so we're free to go with whatever we like. An open-ended topic. I'm not sure if that makes it easier or harder. Unable to find a satisfactory approach for now, you continue pondering while beginning the ink preparation. I remember the temple volunteer saying that we should mix charcoal ash into the ink at a ratio of 10 to 1. However, since charcoal powder is a solid powder, it needs to be continuously ground during the writing process to ensure even coloring. Let's divide the work. You write and I'll grind the ink. Okay. You carefully measure the amount and pour the charcoal ash into the inkstone. The black powder falls softly, carrying a refined fragrance of grass and wood. Once the charcoal ash and ink are ground into a smooth mixture, Artem lightly dips the brush and makes a few simple strokes on the draft paper. Blended with charcoal ash, the strokes appear deeper and more saturated, while the overall texture grew a granny maze-like dimension. Looks like it worked pretty well. Artem nods and gently dips the brush again, writing a few more characters. Though the writing seems effortless, every stroke is deliberate and controlled, revealing a calm confidence and ease. As you watch Artem's brushwork, a quiet sense of awe stirs within you. Beautiful. He pauses, smiling wryly with a furrowed brow. While it surprises you in a good way, he doesn't seem quite satisfied. It's been a while since I last practiced. I'm a bit rusty. Artem keeps writing as he talks, penning his name over and over. It was the first thing Mr. Schuller ever taught me. Is that your name? Yeah, he said that in ancient times, people believed handwriting revealed the person behind it. That calligraphy reflects the self, and only by starting from within can you understand its essence. He was extremely strict with me back then. At one point, I even became somewhat resistant to practicing calligraphy. But whenever I made progress and compared my current writing with my past work, I felt it was all worth it. He didn't just teach me calligraphy, he helped me truly understand that hard work always brings reward. At this point, Autumn pauses for a moment, as if something comes to mind. I know what to write for my teacher now. Right now, he seems like an impassioned youth, pouring heartfelt emotions into every brushstroke. The way he holds the brush makes his slender knuckles stand out. Sometimes he is relaxed and gentle, other times firm and precise as he skillfully guides the brush in subtle, even strokes. The characters are sharp and steady, yet carry a quiet warmth. It feels just like the version of him you know best. At this moment, it really feels like seeing him through his handwriting.
음, 다 썼어요.
This is... You look at the overlapping words on the red paper, unsure where to start reading.
이건 선생님이 저한테 가르쳐 주신 첫 번째 글귀예요. 바닷물은 차오르고 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 빠지고 구름은 퍼지고 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 흩어지네. 처음엔 선생님이 놀리시는 줄 알았어요. 중복되는 단어로 잿말놀이를 만드신 줄 알았죠. 근데 글자들을 자세히 보면 바닷물이 차오르다가 빠져나가고 구름이 모이다가 흩어지는 것처럼 시간의 흐름과 상태의 변화가 담겨 있어요. 심지어 읽는 방법이 하나만 있는 것도 아니라 해석도 다양해요. 이 글귀 덕분에 문자의 매력을 알았고 한 걸음 더 나아가서 서예를 배우겠다는 결심을 굳힐 수 있었죠. 그래서 이걸 선물해드리고 싶어요. 선생님도 내 마음을 이해하실 거예요.
You read it so well. Mr. Schiller will definitely like it. Hearing your heartfelt compliment, Autumn finally breaks into a satisfied smile.
당신은요? 마음에 들어요?
Of course I do.
그럼 우리 집에 걸 덕담을 하나 더 써보는 건 어때요? 우리 둘만의 이야기를 담아서요.
Huh, are you thinking of composing it yourself?
내가 아니라 우리가요. 우리 이야기로 같이 써보자고요.
Autumn's voice serves as an invisible guide, flipping through the pages of your shared memories with each word. In that case, you won't be able to finish just one couplet.
그럼 올해 겨울 소원제에 일어난 일을 주제로 해볼까요?
Great! There's a reunion dinner, Cloudbread Temple.
그리고 평안도 있죠.
Yes, peace. As you grind the ink, you and Artem go over the wording of the couplet together, carefully considering the tonal patterns you haven't thought about it in long time. The word peace may seem simple, but to you both it means your one is sealed. You choose to walk through life together, asking for nothing more than just harmony and joy. The great fortune slip you drew together is Winter Wish's most beautiful answer to your shared hopes this year. Outside the window, the winter sun shines warmly. Inside, you and Autumn sit close, your shared story and heartfelt wishes flowing into each stroke of the brush. It's snowing again outside, mixed with light rain. If you're going out, remember to put on an extra layer and take an umbrella. If it's not urgent, wait until I get home. Snowing again, I was hoping to get some fresh air, but Sally seems to be getting an unusually high amount of snowfall this year. As the saying goes, auspicious snow heralds a prosperous year. Snowfall during the festive season actually carries an auspicious meaning. Although it may cause some inconvenience to our travel, let's consider it as planting seeds of fortune for the future. Since it's not suitable to go out, why don't we plan some indoor activities? What would you like to do at home later? In this weather, it's perfect for quietly lounging on the couch and watching a good movie. Since we can't go out, let's have a movie night inside. We still have almost half of the movie list we compiled together love to watch. There happens to be a story set in Snowy Day as well. Perhaps it will create a uniquely immersive experience. Alright, I'll go get some snacks, just in case I get hungry during the movie. Staying much staying home on a snowy day, munching on snacks and watching movies, just thinking about it makes me feel so happy. Just like rainy days are perfect for sleeping, every type of weather must have its suitable activities. Perhaps this is actually a good opportunity to slow down and recuperate at home. You're right. Now that you mention it, these snowy days feels even more beautiful. In any case, don't let the bad weather affect your mood. I'm stuck in some traffic here. You can continue browsing for a movie. I'll be home shortly. There's a pop-up fireworks shop in the CBD, and they seems to have stylish exclusive items. We didn't have time to prepare for the Winter Wish Festival that day. Would you like to take a look now? And the special permits for fireworks were only available during the Winter Witch Festival. Can we still do it now? Yeah, this year is an exception. Fireworks are permitted within 2 weeks after the holiday. It's quite a rare opportunity. That night was already quite a feast for the eyes. I'd rather just stroll around the street with you like we usually do. Many stores in the mall launched Winter Wish Festival events and limited items earlier. I haven't had the chance to take a closer look yet. Indeed, it's quite lively here, and it seems there are some performances going on. I see they've set up a stage in the plaza with staff preparing various musical instruments. I think I saw a notification before about an overseas band coming to Stelis for a Winter Wish charity tour during the holiday season. Is a bit far. I can't make out the band's nameplate. However, there are already many spectators going up. It seems like they're quite a popular band. This kind of performance event is a rare opportunity. Let's go check it out together. But if we go line up now, won't we be too late? I'm at a point to inspect the area. Even if we can't get into the inner venue, we can still see it from the second floor terraces of the shopping centers on both sides. Although it's not as immersive as being inside, it still offers a good viewing angle. Perhaps you'll gain a unique experience unlike any other. There's a show to watch, and we can enjoy some shopping and food. Sounds like a pretty fulfilling day. Okay, I'll come back to pick you up soon. In the meantime, we can think about what we'll do later. Let's begin our winter wish date from this moment on.